Are you really wondering what I'm doing here? Yes. Okay, it may sound like I'm playing a game, but we're going to understand about magnets using this learning tool today. Sounds interesting, isn't it? Okay. So, what are magnets? Magnets are everywhere. They are in your refrigerator, they are in your speakers, they are in your headphones. Magnets are pretty much everywhere. There are multiple applications of magnets. Let's understand the fundamentals or basics of magnets. Magnets come in different shapes and sizes, right? But let's first understand the history of magnets, right? Now, how were magnets even discovered? So, many centuries ago, there was this Greek villager who was herding his sheep in the forest, and his name was Magnus. He was herding his sheep, and suddenly he found his stick, which had an iron bottom, getting stuck to a rock. It was getting attracted to a piece of rock. He got amazed. And later it was found that this rock, or the other name for this rock, was lodestone. This had a property of attraction and they named it magnetite. Okay. So these are natural magnets which are found in nature. Okay. But there are artificial magnets also. Let's look at some different types of magnets we have. Right. On the screen, you would see a horseshoe magnet. There are ring magnets, and I have something in hand which is rectangular in shape. This is called a bar magnet. Okay, so these are the different types of magnets we have. And I also have this magnet. It's called neodymium magnet, which is, which looks like a piece of steel, right? Okay, these are all artificial magnets. Now, let's understanding some properties of magnets using some activities. Okay, I have a cup and I have some iron filings here. Okay, now I'm going to place this magnet, the bar magnet that I have, and just shake this thing. If I lift it up, what do you see? The iron filings are getting attracted to the magnet, but one very interesting thing is that they are getting attracted mostly to the ends, and the rest of the body of the magnet is not attracting the iron filings a lot. Why? That's because the ends of the magnet have very strong magnetic property, or these two ends are called poles of a magnet. One end is called North Pole, the other end is called South Pole. And generally in every magnet, they are represented either by different colors or by writing NS, right? So this is North Pole, this is South Pole. So every magnet has two poles, North Pole and South Pole, and magnetic property or the property of attraction is really strong at the poles as compared to the rest of the body of the magnet. Okay, and interestingly, let's say I cut this magnet in the middle. What happens? The two magnets that will come out of this one big magnet will also have the same north and south pole in its two ends, right? So it will become two independent magnets. One large magnet will become two independent magnets. Okay, interesting, isn't it? Okay, now that we know that every magnet has two poles, let's do something very interesting. Now I have these two magnets, right? These two bar magnets, and like I said, both have poles, North Pole and South Pole. Now let me bring the two North Poles together and try to see if they get attracted at all. See, every bar magnet was attracting all the iron filings, but when I bring two North Poles together or two South Poles together, see, it's flying away. How interesting is it, right? But when I bring the two opposite poles together, North Pole and South Pole together, see, it's getting attracted, right? So this is the attraction and repulsion property of magnets, right? So like poles repel and unlike poles attract. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. Also, it would be interesting for you to know that Earth is also a giant magnet, okay? Earth's magnetic North Pole is towards geographic South Pole, and Earth's magnetic South Pole is towards its geographic North Pole. It's the opposite. Okay, so Earth is also a huge magnet. It's kind of a huge bar magnet. Okay, now there is another property of magnets which has been useful for generations. People have been traveling when there were no aeroplanes, when there were no GPS systems. It was magnetic compasses that would help the sailors travel from country to country. And now what's a magnetic compass? Magnetic compass that is running on my screen is nothing but an instrument which has a magnetic needle that aligns in north-south direction of Earth's North Pole and South Pole, right? So it's very interesting. So if you take any magnet and freely suspend it, it will align in the north-south direction of planet Earth. Okay, so that is the beauty of magnets, and using this property, sailors used to sail across countries, because if they were confused which direction to go, whether to go north, south, east or west, they would use a freely suspended magnet and see which way the north direction is, okay, or south direction is, right? Interesting, isn't it? Now we are going to demonstrate this property, which is also called directive property of magnet, which says any freely suspended magnet aligns in north-south direction using a beautiful activity. Now in this learning tool, you will find an anchor, right? Take this, put this as an anchor, and then we will suspend a magnet around it, and let's see if it will align in north-south direction. Okay, so I already have this, right? I took this anchor and I took the same bar magnet and I used a thread to freely suspend it. Okay, now this bar magnet has come to rest in this direction. Okay, now I have a magnetic compass. As like I told you, a magnetic compass has a magnetic needle that you can align in north-south direction. So if you rotate the magnetic compass such that the indicator for north and south aligns with the magnetic needle. So on the magnetic needle, the red color side should be mapped with north and the regular side should be mapped with south. Okay, now this is my north-south direction. This way is north, this way is south. Now look at my magnet also, right? This exactly, it is aligned in the north-south direction. The north pole is pointing towards the north direction on the compass. The south pole of the magnet is also pointing towards the south pole shown on the compass. This is called directive property of magnet. Now, just to reiterate, what did we study? Magnets have two poles, right? Like poles repel, unlike poles attract. And next was the directive property, which says any freely suspended magnet will always align in the north-south direction of planet Earth. Okay, let's play a beautiful game using this learning tool. You see a maze over here, right? There is a beautiful maze over here, correct? Now, one applications of magnet is they can be used in scrap yards, right? Now, in scrap yards, there could be iron, right? Now, this iron is mixed with a lot of other garbage. But if you can separate out iron, it can be repurposed and reused once again, right? So, in scrap yards, magnets are used, powerful magnets are used to separate out iron. Now, let's play a beautiful game where the same kind of application can be used, right? So, I have this dust where I have mixed some sand with iron dust, okay? I am going to put this in the beginning of the maze, right? And take this neodymium magnet and put it underneath, okay? And my goal is to separate out all the iron particles from the dust and bring it to the finish point, okay? Slowly, right? Now, I'm taking the neodymium magnet once again and starting from the start point, okay? Now, as I keep doing it, only the iron would come out while sand would get separated along the way, right? So, this will be a beautiful game for you and separate out entire iron dust from sand, okay? So, this is one of the applications of magnets in real world, okay? I hope with these activities you have a clear understanding of different properties of magnets, and I hope you'll also enjoy playing this game. Happy learning. Bye.